Hey, welcome back. This is my short video on my Nike's shoe rotation. So basically I've done two on Hoka and Adidas, so it's only fair to include the other big player in the rotation of shoes that I use. So with Nike, we're looking at four different shoes, and the first one, which we're going to look at, is the Dragonfly, which I basically use for track work. Now this it comes in a UK 9. It's 139 grams per shoe, and basically this is it. So it's very stripped back. It's very minimal. There's basically a really nice amount of ZoomX foam going right from the front to the end, and it's a very fast, snappy track shoe. Once you've sort of warmed up and done your sort of 2 mile warm up or whatever around the track, put these on, and yeah, you can hit some really nice paces. Especially if the wind's playing ball and you're not running into the wind for half the way around the track or whatever. But so yeah, good things about this is they're really nice and lightweight. They're snappy. They're just enough cushioning. I'd probably take these up to about 5k or 5,000 meters around the track, and they're quite a precision fit, and they're just ideal for testing where your sort of fitness levels at on ideal sort of running conditions. So it forces you up onto that forefoot and midfoot, and yeah, there's been quite a few personal bests which I've got from this. The only bad thing, I guess, it's because they're quite stripped back. It's just a sort of fiddly lockdown and lace up, but once you've got that sorted, you're absolutely fine. So I usually wear these with sort of liner socks, so nice thin light socks to go with that. So they're the first ones, which are the ZoomX Dragonfly Nikes, which, yeah, I had for a while. So go on to the second one. Now, this one, out of all of them, is the Streakfly. It's a UK 9, it's ZoomX foam throughout. It's got really nice grip at the front, but so out of all of them, I think this is the one that I use the least. It's a strange shoe. I mean, I think it's probably good for things like hill reps because it's so lightweight. This one comes in at 180 grams per shoe, so it's one of the lightest sort of road shoes you can get, actually, I think. And it's it's a strange one. I thought I'd absolutely love it because they're saying it's a 5k and a 10k shoe, but I would probably rather wear a Vaporfly next percent than the Streakfly. It just seems more poppy and more aggressive. I mean, this is lighter, but it hasn't really got that sort of snap. So if I was racing, I probably wouldn't wear this one. I'd probably wear either Takumi Sen 9 or the Vaporfly next percent 2. So yeah, the good things is it's lightweight, but in terms of the bad things, I find it comes really sort of spacious and almost quite slippery inside. So it just seems like it wasn't enough of a precision fit sort of lockdown, especially if you're racing. So it's a really spacious shoe inside, and it's a little bit, yeah, it's the laces are really slippery, so I don't like those. Also, the durability of the outsole, the ZoomX here is just so easy to puncture that and tear bits off. So it's a very delicate shoe, so you can't really take it on trails or anything like that. But it's not really meant for that. But it's the durability and the fact that it's so spacious and slippery inside, which I don't really use it that much, to be honest, because it doesn't really fit in. But I'll probably use that for hill reps maybe. But yeah, so that's the Streakfly, which probably wasn't a very good purchase at the time, but yeah, anyway. Let's go on to the next one, which is probably the most versatile classic shoe which Nike have ever brought out, which is the Vaporfly. This is the Next Percent 2, second generation. This is a box fresh one, but I've actually got another one. But the great thing about these is they're so versatile in terms of the distances. You can do it from 5k, 10k, half marathon, even up to marathon. So you've got all those distances which people can sort of wear these for. Now, the reason you can do that is, one, that they're really lightweight, so you can take them down to the lower sort of distances, but they're also really cushioned, especially in the heel. I think they're just below the legal limits of 40mm on the heel. I think it's about an 8mm drop. I need to double check that. So they're quite an aggressive drop as well, but they're an aggressive racing shoe, plus they're really versatile in terms of the range of distances that you can use them on. This one comes in at 204 grams, so it's about 25 grams lighter than the Vaporfly, which is the other one coming up next. But yeah, I love this shoe. I think it's a great shoe. I did have some worries about the grip on the outsole because it looked quite slippery, but to be honest, I haven't had any problems with the other pair that I've used, but I thought it might be a bit slippery, but it's been okay. And the other pair, which has got a lot more mileage in, is basically sort of bared up all right, durability wise. It's got great breathability because you can sort of see through the upper. Yeah, I think it's a classic shoe, and I would probably prefer it to the latest one, to be honest. Just seems a bit more aggressive, but yeah, so that's the Vaporfly Next Percent 2. The only bad thing, it can be fiddly to lace up, but it's a very minor thing, because once that's laced up and locked down, usually you're absolutely fine in racing. But so it's a great shoe, and I think what's got its favour is how lightweight it is. The fact that you can use that in marathon distances as well is great. So that's the Vaporfly Next Percent 2. It's a classic shoe, and yeah, put that. Right, so bring up the final one, which is the original. This is the original Vaporfly original. So this one comes in at 229 grams at a UK size 9, and the reason this is basically brand new. This is a pair that I haven't used yet because I loved the original one so much. First time I tried it on, I couldn't believe how fast it was over like half marathon distances. I mean, this is ideal for marathon really because of the cushioning. It's a little bit heavier. It's about 25 grams, as mentioned earlier on, heavier than the Vaporfly, but it protects your legs massively from the cushioning of the AirPods. So there is a bit of magic which goes on in these AirPods. Now, I didn't buy the second version of these because I think it got really bad reviews. It was heavier, it was more bulky, and yeah, I'd stuck with the original one because I wanted the original aggressive sort of racing Vaporfly, which Kipchoge did all those sort of records back in the day. So yeah, I love this shoe with a passion. It's always a pleasure to wear. I mean, this is box fresh, but the other one, I've got a lot of, I just love it so much. And in terms of marathon distances, this or the Adios Pro 3 is my go-to for marathon, because basically after 20 miles, beyond that, your legs are generally beaten up a little bit, but those AirPods really protect them. And it's not too aggressive in terms of the drop. I think it's only a 4mm drop, but with nearly 40mm stack at the heel, which means you can cruise. You can basically hit those paces in marathon, and you can just hold that pace, and it takes you way beyond the 20-mile mark if you've done all the training as well to protect the legs. Now, I wore this or the other one in Brighton Marathon, and then 3 weeks later I wore the Vaporfly Next Percent 2 in the London Marathon, and the Brighton Marathon, my legs felt so much better afterwards and beyond 22 miles wearing this shoe than it did wearing the Vaporfly. The times weren't that much different, but yeah, I would definitely prefer this for marathon distance. So yeah, that's the original Vaporfly. I love it. I haven't tried the new Vaporfly 3, which looks really interesting, but see, it's loads of money, and I can't imagine it's a crazy amount better than this. But yeah, if I had all the money in the world, I'd be able to try that. But maybe if Nike's watching this, they can send me a pair, I can review it. But final bit, as you can see, there's no trail shoes there for Nike, which is what I had on the other two, Hoka and Adidas. There was trail section to it. Now, I did have a pair of Pegasus Trail 3s, and they were so heavy and bulky, I just didn't get on with them at all. I ended up by taking a Stanley knife to them to try and make them lighter and lighter and lighter. But yeah, it just went over the top, and I ended up by having to bin them. But So I thought I'd try Nike Trail peg Trail 3s. I know there's pegs for Trail 4s. It was the React foam was way too heavy. Also the Ultrafly, which is obviously their flagship sort of trail racer, is crazy expensive. It's got bad reviews. It's too heavy as well for racing. I mean, if there's any Nike sort of trail developers eventually watch this video, I would, if they can somehow create something which in my eyes is like for trail, it's like a mix between the Zinal 2 by Hoka and the Tecton X by Hoka, where you've got under, say, 240 grams, 5mm Vibram lugs, pretty much full coverage, Zoom X foam, carbon plate with this maybe split across the two, so it's stable. And then I think they're onto something, because their trail section, I mean, the Zagama looks too heavy and bulky, even though that's Zoom X. But yeah, if they can get the weight down and they can get the nice lugs, maybe some 5mm lugs on there from Vibram with Zoom X and a carbon plate in there, and which has got the stability, I think they're onto something there. But yeah, thanks for watching anyway. So that's my sort of Nike shoe rotation video. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.